everyone, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. You all are learning well. Welcome to my channel Explore More and Learn. Friends, in one of my previous videos that was about how to speak in English, I discussed about the importance of thinking in English to improve English speaking. But many people who are learning English, they want to know how to think in English, and today's video is about how to think in English, as it's very important question which can come in your mind, that is how to think in English. So today I'll discuss about important tips to think in English. So do not skip it and watch it from the beginning till the end. First of all, tell me, have you ever thought about the importance of thinking? Why do we think? Our brain is always occupied with so many thoughts. We think to plan, we think to get our mind trained for the real situation. We think to face the real situation, we think to keep ourselves ready to speak what we think, right? So if you want to improve your English speaking, or if you want to be fluent in English speaking, you should follow one of the main important tips, that is to think in English. You can think whenever you get free time. Take out some time from your routine just to think in English. If you start thinking in English, it trains your brain to speak English fluently. You learn to correct your mistakes while thinking in English and express your sentences correctly. Believe me, it's a kind of practice which gives you an opportunity to correct and recorrect your mistakes. So start thinking in English. Now, 6 important tips to think in English. Number 1, use your vocabulary. You should start using those words to think in English which you have learned from your surroundings. This is one of the main important tips to think in English. So start using those words which you have learned from your surroundings by listening to others, by reading in English, or in any other way. It's important to improve collection of new words in your vocabulary, but it's more important to use those words in your day-to-day conversation. So to utilize those words in your conversation, you should start using those words while thinking in English. Then only you will be able to use those words in your real situation. Those words can be any kind of words like greeting others by saying good morning, or when you meet someone saying hello, how are you, or when you are not well saying not well, or when somebody says I'm not well to say get well soon, or to say take care. So whatever you learn from your surroundings, you should know how to use those words in real situation. So you should think about such kind of sentences which you learn from your surroundings, so that you are able to express those sentences in real situation. Alright? Now next important tip is be imaginative. Talk to yourself. You have to be a little bit imaginative. Choose a topic and pretend you are speaking to someone about it. You think about the situation like you are giving an interview or you are talking to your friend, and start thinking about possible conversation. Here you have to play the role of a speaker and a listener, as you have to communicate all alone. In this way, you will imagine and think about a conversation which will give you a practice to speak fluently in that particular situation. So be imaginative. Now next important tip is be a narrator. Who is a narrator? A narrator is someone who tells or reads a story. In books, the narrator describes the part without dialogue or what's happening. It's easier to narrate something than to communicate, because while communicating with someone, you don't know what other person will say. But while narrating something, you know what you have to narrate. So you have to imagine yourself as a narrator. You can easily think to narrate something like you can narrate about your whole day, or you can narrate about a particular situation. You can narrate about your day, like what did you do on that particular day? You did work or you did shopping. So you can narrate whatever happened on that day, but it should be in English. Okay, so narrate whatever happens on that day, or you can narrate about a particular situation. It should be in English. So be a narrator. Now, next tip is be creative. It's very important to be creative. When you learn English as a second language, it happens many times that you get stuck to speak appropriately in a particular situation. You don't find an appropriate word to express yourself or to communicate exactly what you want to. In this situation, you should think about other words to express yourself. There is always more than one word to express something. Be creative to think and use other words. For example, your baby is sleeping and loud music is being played, and you want to say slow down the music or turn down the volume, but you don't know how to say these sentences. You don't have exact words to express these sentences. In this situation, you have to be creative. Just replace these words with those words which you already know. For example, you can say like baby is sleeping, music is loud. So can you please? So when you say these sentences in place of those sentences which you don't know, you will be able to convey your message creatively. So be creative to think and to use some other words in place of those words which you don't know. So do not stop yourself here. Be creative and let your communication happen. So think about those situations where you can get stuck. And definitely you will find the solution while thinking in English. Alright? And you will be able to express yourself in a better way in real situation. Now, next tip is be natural. Whenever you think in English, let the flow come in your brain. So don't hesitate, don't bother about your mistakes, don't think about grammatical error. Like this is right or is this wrong? So let the flow come, be natural. Now last but not the least, very important tip, that is do not translate. When you think in English, do not try to think in your mother tongue and then translate it in English. If you do such kind of translations, it will always hinder your English speaking and fluency. When you speak in your mother tongue, you sound quite natural, right? So when you think in English without translating, this also helps you internalize the language. You adopt that language naturally. That reflects when you speak in English. For example, when you speak those sentences which you have practiced well, like shut the door, I'm sorry, thanks a lot, all the best. You do not translate these sentences and speak them quite naturally, right? In the same way, when you think other sentences which you do not use in your daily conversation or which are new to you or for which you have not practiced yet, you should think about those new sentences, words or phrases without translating them so that you may internalize English language easily, so that you practice well for those sentences to adopt English language easily. So I hope you have understood well how to think in English to improve your English speaking. So if you have liked this tutorial, then please press like, and if you have not yet subscribed this channel, then subscribe it by pressing subscribe button. And do not forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notification for the next tutorial. And you can read my blog post by clicking exploremoreandlearn.com. Very soon I'll bring another tutorial. Till then, take care. Bye bye.